Good morning, Melanie at Create That's What I Do. Hi, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Hope all is well. I think it's March 6th, 2026. I think that's what it is. I mean, April. And April 6th, I think it's the 6th. Anyway, it's Monday, and yesterday was Easter, so happy belated Easter to all who celebrate or whoever enjoyed the holiday off for Good Friday or however it worked out for them. So this is an update on my what do you call this? A pullover, I guess. And basically it's all right, here goes the deal, right? I'm working on this very thin yarn and it's been a bit of a project. It really has. I think I just the last time I did the update, I mean like the last video was I think the sweater where I'm pointing my fingers at this top was about here. Okay. But then I've been working on it quite a bit and I'm now down to here and I put the ribbing, this part right here called the ribbing, okay, at the bottom of the top, but it keeps flipping up. This ribbing part keeps flipping up. I'm like, oh my God, what's the problem here? So I haven't blocked out the sweater, the top, but I'm thinking I might. And then I'm not sure. And I made a lot of mistakes in this, okay? Made a lot of mistakes. I had my fair share of dropped stitches, and some of them is, and this might trying to, it's a little bit like holy around here. I didn't decrease or stitch two together, so there's a little bit of kind of this right under the underarm. But I don't know if this is going to work, but I think I'm going to take some regular needle and thread and just maybe darn that a little bit together. But I don't know if I'm all concerned enough about that. So this ideally was going to be, I was thinking about making this a long sleeve, but I'm not, now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is really a long sleeve. And I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe I should have went longer on the top. This is not a crop top. It's not even trying to be a crop top. I'm not trying to wear a crop top. Okay. That's when I was 20. And I'm not saying if you're a certain age you can't wear a crop top, to each his own. I'm just saying for me, that was then. So the yeah, because I see some folks on the YouTube, they looking, I mean, mighty fly. And they're like 65, 70, and they all in shape and got muscles, and they women, they look great. I don't look like that. So it's like, you feel comfortable, you're not body conscious of wearing a crop top at all. Good for you. I am. Okay? I'm like, no, you won't be seeing all these layers. So this is where I'm at. So, I know that you can take this out and put a lifeline all the way around and pull this out. I went and sewed up the thread that was weaved it in. And I'm like, oh boy. So if I wanted to extend this, but at this point right now, I'm like, it's almost, I'm right at this point where it's like, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm just going to have to, like, live with that. And hopefully this will block out and stay down. If not, maybe I'm going to hem the rib underneath because this is really, right? Can you see it? It's like really thin. So I'm like, I might hem this, right? And this made a really interesting pattern. And I think that's what's kept me going with this project is that the variegation has just been wild, and it's so super wild. And I'm really loving it. But I don't know if I had made this all in one color, I doubt I would have got to this point. working on this to me, on the needles, on the thin yarn, I don't know. It's very different. With the crochet, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of rough with thin yarn, but with the knitting and just straight stockinette stitch, I doubt I could have got through this if it was just one color. But the fact that this is a variegated colorway yarn, and you see how it is it 60s? Is it the 1960s? Is it the 1970s? Is this the 1980s? I'm not sure what this is, but I really, it's not now. It's not 2026, right? So maybe it is in some parts of the world, this kind of top. But I'm like, I really love the way this is coming out, but I've definitely felt a little stressed doing this under part. I was a little concerned that the sleeve was too wide, right? Because right now this is 120 stitches. And I was concerned that the sleeve was too wide, but it seems to be just fine. So I'm like, I don't know, I might 3/4 sleeve this. I'm thinking the elbow, I might stop this at the elbow, or I might stop this right here. I'm not totally sure what to do, and I still have the other sleeve to do, and I have some safety pins in here because I thought I dropped a stitch. I'm not sure I dropped a stitch. So I'm like, well, I can't, there's nothing there. Is it going to keep pulling down? So I, I'm going to go through with a little bit of needle and thread, regular needle and thread, and I do that little patchwork behind the scenes, like, like here. So I'm like, this has been. And then a couple of my eyelets in this raglan portion are like, the first couple ones are like super huge. But fortunately, this kind of top, it's so busy that I think, these little bit of errors, if they're somewhat a little bit visible, you'd really have to be looking for them. Or you're a knitter that knows, you could tell right away because you make these type of things. But this just too busy for that. And it's interesting how it kind of swirled. The pattern kind of swirled and then it comes down and then it kind of goes into the, thinner lines again. And it's been really interesting. I am working this in the round. I'm not using DPNs or the magic loop method. I'm literally working this in the round. Okay, and these are not 16 inches. They're the next size of these knittle needles, a 3.0. And it's a little stretchy. There's not like the round meets all the way on the needles. It's a little bit stretchy, but what I noticed is I knit tighter. My tension is tighter since I have to stretch the stitches. Whereas when I got to the body part, because of the increases and I separated for the sleeves and I got to the body part, there was no stretching of the stitches. So it seems like my tension got quite a bit looser. So here is tighter. My tension is tighter here because I had to push the stitches because when I joined them in the round, they didn't meet all the way. But with this, I was like, wow, my tension is so much more tight and uniform with having to stretch the stitches. So that's, if I work on something ever again that's this thin, and I do something similar to this again, hopefully I'll still have my notes on this project. I'll remember to put that in my notes, and I'll approach maybe the next project a bit different. But I got this is the second skein, and I have some extras from those shawls that didn't work out, that I decided I didn't really like, to extra. So I'm gonna have extra on this too, and it's a lot. It's a lot of fiber. It's a lot of yarn. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. So I was like, and I actually even thought of making this a dress. So I was like, well, if I just keep knitting down, you know, but how far down? Because I'm not wearing a mini skirt unless I decide this is something where I wear leggings underneath it, right? And it's not that, you know, then it's a layering piece more so than just wearing it for spring. So this is where it's at with this. I haven't finished this yet. I didn't do any decreases under here, but I made a kind of a mistake. And when I put them on the yarn, on the scrap yarn to separate for the sleeves, there was yarn overs. But at that point, I realized the mistake. But I was like, I'm not going back around and doing it on the non-yarn over round. It's just like this takes some patience. So here's the back. If you could see, this is the back, and let this part here keeps riding up. But I'm happy with the way the sleeve overall looks to the arm. I'm happy with the back, you know, but the this part here just goes flip. So I was like, I wonder if I didn't make it long enough. Because it's not just because there's my hips and my stomach and another layer of fat. It's happening before I put it on. The this the brim part. This is not the brim. What do you call this? The ribbing. It just flips up. Excuse me. So I'm like, I don't know. Is it gonna block out? I'm not sure. So I might have to think about, if it doesn't block out, is that gonna bother me? It probably is. And what am I gonna do about that? I'm not sure. So here to update. I try to get the lighting together. Hopefully, when I put on my big girl brassiere, you know. With this kind of where that's at. Ooh, matrix. So yeah, this is kind of where that one is at. And so considering, as of right now, I'm happy pretty much with the project. It's not the easiest yarn to work on, but it's not the hardest either. Okay, it's been, you know, it's been an experience. And right there, I'm fine with how that lays. And it's all a little bit crinkled anyway from being bunched up. And I thought it was going to be bigger. I was worried and concerned. I was like, okay, if it's a little bit big, oversized, okay. But I thought it was going to be more oversized than this. And I was prepared to say I'm okay with that. But nope, this worked out. This is my apron right here. This worked out pretty well. It's fitting. I'm happy with that. So, is that the model pose? So, yeah. Okay, that's my update on my raglan sleeve lace weight uh, top, sweater, blouse, pullover. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I would call this a blouse or a top if it was a shirt, right? Because this yarn is not wool. All right, this isn't like some featherweight wool or lace weight wool, and it's not a cotton. Okay, hold on. All right, it's 875 yards, which is 800 meters. It's 7 ounces is the net weight, which is 200 grams. It's a size 1 according to the label, super fine. They recommend a 3. God, you know, I need to get my glasses. I need to get my new glasses. They're recommending a 3.25 millimeter, which is a 3 US, I think, knitting needles. and I'm working on a 3. On the needles, it says like a 3, a 2.5 to a 3. On the knitting needles, right? I'm like, I really think I could have went with a 2.5 on this, a solid 2.5 on knitting needles, because I feel like my tension is a bit too loose. But that, that, for my liking, I don't think it means anything on the top if you keep your tension consistent. It's just fine. But for my liking, I noticed that I like things to be a little bit more like dense or you know, closer with the stitches, tighter fabric. Okay, a tighter fabric. So that's it. And then what is it? It's 82% acrylic and 18% polyester. And you can machine wash and dry this. It's Lion Brand Yarn Company. They have a bunch of these, but I don't know if they're I got this at the dollar store, so I don't know. I went and looked it up online, but it was unclear to me. It looked like it's a discontinued yarn, but I could be wrong. It's Summer Nights, and the colorway is Stargazing, and I did get the same dialogues. So, you know, this is the only place I've seen this yarn. I think one time I saw it at the thrift store, but I've seen brand new yarns at thrift stores that are current. So I'm like, well, I don't know, you know. So this is like I said, this isn't cotton, and it's not a cotton blend, and it's not a lace weight wool, okay, of any sort, or a wool blend of any sort. So I'm like, but it's very lightweight. Oops. Oh my gosh, should I keep that in? Yeah, I think I will. It's very lightweight, and you know, it's like wearing a bathing suit, okay? It's very lightweight, and it's not like it's very lightweight. On a cool summer day, I could wear this, and on a maybe warmer, cool spring day, I could wear this maybe with a cardigan because it's Toronto's warmer spring. It's Toronto's. It's not like some other part of the. It's Canada's warmer spring. And yeah, we've had some bizarre weather too. We had one day where the weather was up at least 25 degrees or something like that, and then it went back down the next day, and then it rained for 2 days, and then went down to zero, also known as 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But this week I looked at the weather, and we're supposed to be in the high for Fahrenheit in the 40s, and then maybe a couple of days in the 50s. Okay, for us, and I think today maybe we might still be in the 30s, 35, 36. That's Fahrenheit. So it's kind of bizarre, but right now it feels like it might be warm outside. I'm not sure. So yeah, last week was real bizarre. I think it was Friday. It got really warm. At least really warm, I would say, for us. Okay. All right. Enjoy. Have a great time. Love you all. Thanks for all the support. You know, I've been up all night because I'm a night owl, but I'm going to try to stay up all day because it's springtime, it's summertime, and I need to get up at about 10 o'clock in the morning so I can get up and get outside by about 12 because you got to get as many days as you can. At least I need to get as many days as I can. It's easier to get my walks a few times a week, and you know, that weather is coming up. So what I typically will do is if my natural body rhythm goes right to the nighttime, if I don't have a work schedule, which I don't. So for me, it's like I just naturally gear towards the nighttime. I will be up all night. Yeah, I'll drink some coffee with that too. But if I don't drink coffee, I still might be up all night. I've tried. I've tested it out. So during now, in the daytime, now that it's getting warm and we might get more sun, you know, who knows how the overcast thing gonna go or not. you know what's going on with the sky. All you gotta do is look up and see what's happening with that. So this is the time where I'd start to switch my clock back around. I was hoping I would do more, get to that by mid-March, but that hasn't happened, right? I haven't felt all that motivated, right? So to get my clock turned around. So in this last few days, I'm really working to get my body clock back around so I can at least get up by about 10 in the morning. That way, if it takes me a couple hours to get out, outside, it's still only 12 o'clock. 12, maybe 1 o'clock. Whereas when I get up at like 12 or 1 o'clock, it's like it might take me a couple hours to get outside, because I need an hour to have a couple cups of coffee and relax and not feel rushed just to hurry up and get outside just because it's warm or the sun is shining. You know, I don't want the weather to rule my life. But with this long, dreary, cold winters, I'm like, is the weather ruling my life? Like, here I am. I'm like, let me get up. I got to get up by 10 o'clock because I don't want to miss the days. And if it's not sunny all day, then it's typically going to at least be sunny in the morning, maybe later in the late afternoon. I feel like the weather just running my life. I'm letting the weather run my life. I'm like, I got to get that one figured out. And when I do, I'll let you know. All right. God bless. Much love. Bye for now.